Good day to be indigenous.
Get up, stand up.
They are going to become more brutal.
Cody Cup, hitting cut again.
Because all the hippies were trying to be Indians anyway.
They're going to become more repressive because it's a matter of dollars and their illusionary concepts of power.
Hey, Victor.
We must live in balance with the earth.
And also with recent happenings at Wounded Knee.
I am awake.
Welcome to Native Roots Radio presents I'm Awake, and I'm your host, Wakanja Hade. Hey, Kadagi to all my friends and relatives in four directions. You are listening to Native Roots Radio presents I'm Awake, and I'm your host, Robert Pilot. Hey, we discuss local, national, Native news and events, and as you know, Chujunk, Native issues are human issues, and human issues are Native issues.
Yes, they are, Digga. You are right. And this portion of the show is supported by Native American Community Clinic, or NACC, on Franklin Avenue in Minneapolis, honoring health and tradition.
Hey, we got a big show today. And, hey, we have Dr. Stately, our friend from Native American Community Clinic. Huh? What? Oh, what?
I said, speak of the devil. I heard her say Native American Community Clinic. So it's like right. Beetlejuice. I'm like Beetlejuice, but only happier.
Well, there's a new Beetlejuice coming out, too. I don't know if you saw that.
I know. I'm really excited about that.
Well, hey, I know we got a couple things to talk about, and you have limited time today. And one of the things the Republican Party is just blowing my mind away. You know, Trump never liked dogs, and his possible vice president kills dogs. So let's start out the show in a good way. Oh, wow.
He particularly doesn't like res dogs. He's after res people. So he wants to undo sovereignty, right? So
right. And Kristie Noem is taken off. She can't come on the four tribes, and there's a ban on her. They won't let her on the reservation, too, which is pretty cool.
I think she should be banned in other places, too. But I think she should not be allowed to leave South Dakota. I'm joking.
Are you like putting lotion on your hands during my radio show?
I am. Like, I have dry hands. So, it puts lotion on its skin, or else it gets the hose again.
Oh, we got to get you a sponsor. A hand lotion sponsor.
Right, there you go. I show you that one I'm using. It's cheap. It's inexpensive.
Oh, we got it. That's cool. Well, that's good because
they probably don't have a budget for sponsorship. But yeah, it's like, I mean, that's like there's like, I don't know, like, I think this is my opportunity to just say, like, there's nothing that that those folks do or say that shocks me anymore. They're unshockable. So I'm unshockable in response to anything they do or say. It's like,
that's a good response.
I think it aligns with their inhumanity. So they don't even treat human beings right. So,
right.
Exactly. And from their perspective, which is not an indigenous perspective, let's just be clear about that. They think of dogs as less than human. They think of Indians as less than human, actually, too. So, so
absolutely.
Yeah,
well, hey, what's going on? What's going on this week? You got things happening, and really, we're going to be revving up here starting May 1st. But I know you have things happening too, Dr. Stately.
Yeah, we got like in 2 days. It's the kickoff of American Indian Month, which is always exciting. But I don't know what you have planned for Wednesday, but I'm going to the Minneapolis American Indian Center grand opening, and I'll probably if the weather's nice, I'll march. If not, then I'll just I'll wait for it to catch up to my front door, and then I'll join for like the half block.
Yeah, and act like you march the whole thing.
Yeah, and then I'll be all sweaty. I'll put spray something on my forehead to make it look like I've worked really hard.
Yeah.
No.
Well, I'm excited.
We're having weird weather.
I'm excited to see everybody that shows up to this. It's always greatly a number of people, and then of course the Indian Center that we're really excited to. I know you got a sneak peek.
I went to the sneak peek, sort of kind of like they invited dignitaries and me, I mean, I'm really clear. Like, I'm not a dignitary, but like that was I got to hang out with some of them last week on Thursday evening when they had a little bit of a peekaboo open house, and it was nice. It's really beautiful. It's a beautiful, like a really beautiful building. They did a really nice job.
34 million and built around it. The gym's redone, new floor, and big office.
I know.
area.
I'm excited to go back in because I didn't go and look in some spaces. Like I took a tour through. Like they have like conference rooms. That's really really quite interesting. It's really quite cool. There's a lot more space available for like community use, like some open space and some congregating space and planning and meeting space that you can use for your the things that you work do. There's it's over the last 2 years, all of the Metropolitan Urban Union Director Groups subcommittee meetings, like the one I chair, Health and Wellness, and then all the other ones, we've all had to sort of kind of meet at other locations or meet virtually. So we're all really excited about getting back into the Indian Center and being able to meet in person. And then they've got the Gatherings Cafe there, which is beautiful. The head chef is Vern Defoe from who used to work at Awamni with and Our Natives with Sean Sherman's outfit. So the appetizers were delicious on that day. They were yummy. I'm really excited about it. I went back when I first started working here. I would go to Gatherings Cafe at least once, if not twice or 3 times a week. I just kind of Mary Lagarde promised me that she was going to put a booth in there that had my name on it, like my permanent booth, because I was there so frequently. And so she said this to me a long time ago, and obviously I pointed out on Thursday that there was not a booth with my name on it, and somebody had made a grave error.
Right. Yeah. Well, when I go in there, I'll ask for the Dr. Stately booth and see what they say.
It's a good idea. Yeah. You might be sitting outside.
Hey, what time do you usually go? Because I hear you buy lunch too every once in a while. So I want to know what time.
Every once in a while, I do, like for dignitaries.
Good one.
Yeah. Well, I'll get a little sign on my shirt that says, or I'll get a T-shirt made that says dignitary.
Yeah, Ho Chunk dignitary.
Yeah.
Must buy lunch.
Yeah. Hungry dignitary. That's a good.
Yeah, there you go.
I got a button maker. I'll make one.
People might misinterpret that and think you're a dignitary from Hungary.
Well, they do have. There's these old stories about Ho Chunk eating people, but that's a different story. And
that actually makes a lot of sense.
Oh, gosh.
Are you going to take that, Haley?
No. But I was talking to Dr. Stately right before the show. I had to ask him. Yeah, I had to ask him if the walking colon was going to be back at NACC's open house in May. Because everyone does their open houses. And I was like, well, it's got to gain in popularity since the Guthrie mentioned it for the people, right?
Oh, that's right.
Yeah, I forgot about that. And you know what? Like, I'm not in charge of the, people imagine that CEOs or executive officers and presidents are in charge of a lot of stuff, and we just aren't. That's just not, that's a falsehood. But I just found out that there won't be a rolling colon this year, and I was like, and so then I talked to the head of the planning committee for the open house, and I was like, you really missed an opportunity here, because we were mentioned, and that rolling colon has got a lot of pull now, because it's been mentioned in a couple of places. It'll be mentioned tonight on Native Roots Radio.
Yeah,
it was.
Hey, Dr. Stately, thanks for stopping in, bro. Good to see you. I've seen you all this weekend. Sure. How's that hoodie fitting?
It fits wonderfully. I forgot to wear it on the show today because I was rushing out the door and yelling at my kids as they're running out the door as well. So, but everybody have a wonderful, wonderful American Indian month. I'll see you all sometime next week, perhaps.
All right.
If Creator blesses me.
Right on. Hey, we'll see you Wednesday.
Or actually, instead of Creator blesses you, you'll see me next week.
Oh, good one. I'm proud of my humility, too. I'll talk about it later. Oh, Native
For
Roots
at least 45 minutes. Goodbye.
Native Roots Radio will be right back.
Unwanted sexting or photos, inappropriate jokes, even tickling or wrestling can feel like a violation. Catcalling, cornering, or groping, getting them drunk or high for sex, recording sexual acts without permission, hurting someone because of their sexual orientation, raping a family member, a child, a date, a friend, a stranger, purchasing a human being for sex. You make the choice every single time. Sexual violence is many things. Make a choice. Do not do it.
Sponsored by the Minnesota Indian Women's Sexual Assault Coalition.
As we gear up for American Indian Celebration Month in May, it's crucial to prioritize our health, especially with celebrations on the horizon. If you start feeling off, like a fever, a tickle in the throat, or heavy fatigue, don't ignore it. Take an at-home COVID-19 test right away. And remember, if you're not feeling well, it's okay to stay home. Your health comes first. A quick note on COVID testing. The Minnesota Department of Health's free COVID-19 at-home testing program has ended. But don't worry. If you're uninsured, you can still find no-cost tests using the CDC's COVID-19 testing locator. If you have health insurance, you might be eligible for free tests or reimbursement for testing expenses. Just ask your local pharmacy or health insurance provider for more information. Stay informed. Stay protected. Let's prioritize our health this American Indian Celebration Month in May and ensure our communities and elders remain safe and healthy. This message is brought to you in partnership with the Minnesota Department of Health. Visit health.state.mn.us.
Doherty Family College at the University of St. Thomas is your pathway to a bachelor's degree. Located in downtown Minneapolis, Doherty Family College offers an affordable education that includes free textbooks, a laptop, meals, career coaches, and a Metro Transit pass. As a full-time Doherty Family College student, you'll benefit from mentorship from St. Thomas faculty, along with paid internships and support from Minnesota's largest private college. Ready to turn your dreams into reality? Apply now at dfc.stthomas.edu. Doherty Family College, your journey to success starts here.
Welcome back to Native Roots Radio presents I'm Awake, and this is Robert Pilot.
This portion of the show is supported by the Minnesota Indian Women's Sexual Assault Coalition.
Oh, hey, we're about to rock out here. Haley's always wanted to have a music show, and here we are with the Pretendians. We're with Thomas and Christine of the Pretendians. Welcome.
Hey, what's up?
Hello.
How you doing? Thanks for having us.
Good to see you guys. It's been a while. I looked back for my music, and I guess it was in June that we had you on. We got to get you on more often.
Awesome.
Hey, I'm not going to argue with that.
Right on. Right on. So, hey, what's going on, you guys? Give us some updates. You guys are looking good. You must got a new camera and lighting and everything. You guys are happening right now.
Right.
If we're going to jump on Native Roots, we got to look right, we got to come correct. So that's how we got to do it.
I like that.
Yeah, we've been going through some changes. We're looking for actually a new guitar player, lead guitar. We kind of parted ways with our other guitar player in December after our last show in November, and just kind of went separate ways. Things weren't working out, so we're in the market for a new lead guitar player, and it'd be great if they're an Indigenous person.
Yes.
And if not, then we're not going to hate on that, but that's our first priority. But in the meantime, Christine is going to be taking over lead guitar duties, and we bring in a good friend BT to fill in on drums because we have a couple shows coming up. So I want to make sure that we're able to fulfill those requirements, the contracts that we have with those shows, and then kind of actively seeking somebody new in the meantime.
Wow, Christine, you play the guitar too? That's awesome.
Oh, I do. I'm in a couple other bands. I've been playing guitar for since I was probably about 16, 17. So yeah.
So for about like 4 years.
Yeah. Since Thursday.
Well, you're kind of like that drummer from Nirvana then. You played drums for Nirvana and like lead guitar. That's awesome.
Yeah, she's self-taught, and teaches herself very well. So she's able to really step up, and she's been learning our songs on guitar. And like I said, we had our first rehearsal with the new drummer that we're trying to work in for now. And things, kind of moving forward. So we have a show coming up on the 10th of May in Duluth, and we're going to be playing with Corey Medina and his cool band. So, and they're actually doing sound for us and everything. It should be really cool. And so we got some things coming up. We're basically now our music is being picked up by Sirius XM in Canada, a station called the Indigiverse. So that's pretty exciting. And we're in a magazine, same magazine out of Canada. I'm sure you guys know that the arts, in Canada is really progressive and really open, to really supporting Indigenous people. And we've been getting a lot of love from them. They've been really helping us out and expanding our brand and expanding our voice in the Indigenous community. So we love Canada. It's great.
That's awesome. Hey, can we let people know how to get a hold of you too? If we want to join the band and and try out and do those cool things, because we got people listening to us all over too.
Yeah,
absolutely. So you can find us on our website, pretendiansband.com. Also through Instagram and Facebook. You could send us a direct message. Or if you wanted to send us an email, we can be emailed at pretendians@gmail.com.
I just got to say, too, I love Corey Medina, and that's going to be lit because he is
great.
He's got a Resist T-shirt, too, he wears once in a while from our radio show. And we saw him at the fair. He was right behind our store at the fair and played 3 days, and it was just like, wow. He is something else.
Yeah, we played a couple of shows with them before with the Minnesota Music Cafe. And then for Owamini, Falling Waters, a couple of summers ago, we played on the same bill. And he's good friends with a good friend of ours because he's Navajo. So I have a Navajo friend, Vera, that I've known since 96. And they're good friends and just really good people. And it's really fun to be connected to them because I think that they kind of follow our kind of lead in a way too, as far as being like just really openly progressive Indigenous artists and not kind of falling into like maybe tired tropes of like, oh, you're a native, so what do you play, flute, or you must be a blues band or something, you know what I mean? It's like this kind of thing. So I'm like, nah, check us out. We're kind of carving our own path, and meeting people like Corey Medina has really helped us, just kind of walk our own way and really make music the way we want to. And I think that, because for a while, like Pretendians band, the name itself was a little bit divisive. Like people didn't quite know how to take it, like in the Indigenous community, like, why would you call yourself a pretend Indian? It's like, we're not, because everybody always puts the on there. It's not the Pretendians, it's Pretendians band. And mainly it's just to start like courageous conversations around race and around like being an Indigenous person and how you represent that and how other people try to appropriate that and try to like play off of that and kind of gain from our own culture and gain from misrepresenting who we are. And so we thought that would be the best way to get conversations started is we really have a name that people like, whoa, and kind of think about and like, where's that coming from? What are you actually saying about that, and how are you representing yourself? And so that's something that we've had to really stick to our guns with because there were a lot of people that didn't quite understand that to begin with. And just kind of were very, very offended. And I'm like, no, go to our website, listen to our music, listen to our, read our magazine articles, listen to us on Robert Pilot's show, and you'll understand where exactly we're coming from. And because we would not be like submitting music to the NAMIs if we weren't truly representing ourselves as Indigenous people. And so we do have like 2 songs up for the NAMIs of 38, which is a song I wrote about our Dakota ancestors that were hung in Mankato, 38 plus 2, in 1862. And then I've been working on that song actually for over 10 years before I felt like it was respectful enough to release, to correctly honor our ancestors. And then we have another song called Mini Wichone, Water is Life, that is also nominated. And that came out of the No Dapple movement back in Standing Rock, and so we wanted to make sure that we stay topical and that let people know that, we're not just Indigenous people from the past, but we're creating future. And we're creating, pathways for our young people to follow. And we want to make sure that we're staying, relevant. We're keeping up with things and making sure that people see us as, creators and change makers.
Well, Christine and Thomas, we always hear such good words from you along with your music. That's just awesome. We have our friends at Vig Guitars. Have you reached out to them too? They have a lot of people, Indigenous people coming in and out of that guitar store.
We have. In fact, Thomas and I, when Thomas was on vacation from school, we spent a little time over there and had a little sit-down discussion with Ted and Angie. Hi, Angie. We love you.
Yeah. I've known Angie since 1996. We were in college together, undergrad. We used to run around together with the same Native crew, and all of our like cultural centers would hang out together and like put on events and stuff. And so I've known her since 96. She's one of my oldest friends here in the city, and those guys rock. I just actually had them set up my guitar. I got a new pedal from them. Yeah, they're great people. So yeah.
Right on. Wow. So tell me more now. You guys have full-time jobs and you also rock and roll. And I know, Thomas, you're an actor too. And, I know from being a teacher myself, I had to be an actor for 30 years. And I can relate to your acting there. Yeah.
Yeah, it's something. Yeah, it's like basically my wife told me, like, you basically act, for your livelihood. It's like you're in front of the kids and you have to tell stories. You have to kind of keep them interested. You have to really have a buy-in with them. And part of that is selling what you're trying to teach them. And which is like, because I'm supremely like, how do I say this? Like, I love what I do. And I think that the kids see it. And I think that that too from being a teacher for so long. The kids have to buy into what you're saying because they have to believe in what you're saying. And there is a little bit of acting to that, and so I think that is something to look at. And so I do a lot of acting through New Native Theater, History Theater, Guthrie Theater, these different things. And I'm in a short film actually right now that's being shopped around at different film festivals in Minnesota. So so that's something that's really near and dear to me is performing and all different types of levels. So my kids are funny because they'll Google me and they're like, hey, look at this. And it's just kind of neat to see that they're looking at me. And then when they, look me up, that they see all these really cool things that I'm doing and that kind of inspires them, And so that's part of what we try to do as teachers, inspire our youth.
Hey, we'll be right back. We're with the Pretendians. This is Native Roots Radio. Minnesota has the only original wolf population in the continental United States.
And 80% of Minnesotans believe the wolf should be protected.
Howling for Wolves is asking Minnesotans to respect our true wildlife manager, the wolf.
Their survival is critical to our ecosystems, our communities, and even our economy.
As highly intelligent animals with strong social bonds, Minnesota wolves deserve to be protected and admired.
Learn more at howlingforwolves.org. Let's live and let howl. Howl!
Attention, Native American community. As we prepare for American Indian Celebration Month in Minnesota this May, it's essential to prioritize the health and safety of our communities. With social gatherings and festivities on the horizon, getting vaccinated against COVID-19 is crucial. So let's make getting vaccinated a tradition, inclusive, and cross-generational. Imagine gatherings filled with shared stories and cultural celebrations, free from the shadow of COVID-19. Remember, protecting yourself and others is what counts. Whether it's time for an updated vaccine or your first shot, all COVID-19 vaccines offer protection, with the latest vaccine especially recommended for our elders over 65. As we gather with friends and relatives this May for American Indian Celebration Month, let's ensure everyone's safety by getting vaccinated. Together, we can uphold our traditions and keep our communities thriving. For more information, including details about clinics offering free vaccines, visit vaccines.gov. This message is brought to you in partnership with the Minnesota Department of Health. The city of Minneapolis is now on Native Roots Radio with Minneapolis AIR. AIR stands for American Indian Relations. Guest host Christine McDonald talks to people about important things affecting the city's Native communities. Minneapolis AIR dives into topics like public safety, public health, elections, and so much more. Tune in to Minneapolis AIR on Native Roots Radio from 5 to 6 p.m. on the second Wednesday of every month, right here on AM 950.
Car shopping is made super easy with Rudy Luther Toyota's Luther Direct. It's car shopping without ever leaving your home. Go to RudyLutherToyota.com and click on Luther Direct. Choose any vehicle in Rudy Luther Toyota's current inventory, either new or certified pre-owned. Then find out what kind of value you can get for your trade-in, review a payment plan you qualify for, and customize it, and then set up a time for Rudy Luther to drop off your new vehicle and pick up your trade-in. It's that simple. Your new vehicle comes to you without any of the hassle. Check out Luther Direct today at RudyLutherToyota.com.
This is Chad, owner of AM 950. After the hailstorm last year, we had a number of people stop by the station letting us know we had damage. That's when I call their trusted contractor, Snap Construction. Turns out we didn't have any damage and our roof was still in good health. Ryan, is it common to hear you have damage when you don't?
Chad, this can happen more times than not. At Snap Construction, we'll give you a thorough assessment and let you know the condition of your roof. We are trusted by a number of insurance agents in the metro to give them just that, an honest assessment. Last year's storm is just starting to reveal damage on homes that didn't show damage last year. If you were in the path of a storm and were denied, it's worth an extra look. Freezing, thawing conditions and spring rains will wash away the damaged granules that are covering up damage from last year's storm.
Call Snap Construction, arguably the most well-reviewed exterior contractor in the metro area, at 612-333-SNAP, or find them online at snapconstruction.com.
With a look at your AM 950 weather, I'm Patrick Lilia. Cloudy tonight with a low of 40, then showers and storms expected Tuesday with a high of 73. Cafe Latte is unlike any restaurant you've ever experienced. Grab a tray and pick from their award-winning selections of soups, salads, sandwiches, and mouth-watering desserts. Cafe Latte, Victoria Street and Grand Avenue in St. Paul, or cafelatte.com.
Hi, this is Representative Sharice Davids from Kansas. I'm Ho Chunk, and you're listening to Native Roots Radio.
And we're back to Native Roots Radio presents I'm Awake, and this is Robert Pilot.
This portion of the show is supported by Native American Community Development Institute, or NACC, in Minneapolis.
The cycle of balance kills those who make it. Let them eat grass and they are part of nature. Now 2 steps status from a lustful creature. You trick you with the games that you make doing snares. But the lessons of a 38, I'm prepared to take back what's ours. To take back what's ours. To take back what's ours. 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 Let's take back what's ours.
Hey, we're here with the Pretendians, and wow, we're really excited. We want to also bring up the fact that they're looking for another lead guitar to try out and see what's happening, and that what a great opportunity for anyone out there listening. Welcome, you guys.
Yeah, buddy. Yeah, we're excited. We're like starting a new chapter in our journey, and it's kind of like serendipitous, that we released an album, last year, and then now we're kind of like just pretty much clean slate, just moving forward with what we're doing. continuing to grow, and just looking for people that, like our message, that won't feel like they can add to that, that feel like they can have a voice, that could be heard by the community. And so you're totally looking, hit us up. Like we said, we have our website. We have, everything on our website. You can find us. We're not hiding anywhere. And we're totally like, we're trying to, like I said, new chapter, turning over a new page and just moving forward. So, yeah, we're pretty excited about that.
Awesome. Hey, Christine, tell us a little bit about yourself. Where are you from, and a little bit about yourself. Not too personal, because we got a lot of people out there listening.
Sure. So I was born in South Dakota in Sisseton, and I am an enrolled member of Crow Creek. I grew up in the northern part of Minnesota, like East Bethel, St. Francis, that area. And the minute I could get out of there, I did. Got out, moved to the city. I was a band nerd as a kid, so I've always played some kind of instrument and taught myself how to play guitar. And I didn't actually start playing guitar in bands locally until I was in my late 20s. And so I've been playing in bands right now. I'm in a band called Act of Measures. It's like a 70s punk style band. I play rhythm guitar in that. I play drums in a band called Best Bitchin' Show. Jill, the bass player for Pretendians, she's also in that with me. And then I have a 3-piece band called Les Speedos. And so, again, Jill's in that with me. And then Pretendians band. So.
Wow, that's a lot. What instrument did you play in band?
I played clarinet. I went all in. I was in marching band. I was in pep band. I was in all the bands in high school. So
that's cool. I played trumpet, and I was in drum and bugle corps back in the day when the Madison Scouts from Madison, Wisconsin were great, and I was in them for a few years. And
cool.
Yeah, so I can dig it. The marching band and music's music. They're the notes, and they're the feeling, and they're the colors and the textures of life.
Mm-hmm.
Wow, that was deep. Write that down, Haley.
Oh,
that was Whoa. Wow.
That's so funny. Christine, I grew up playing the clarinet when I was in like elementary school band too. And I actually kind of grew up in the East Bethel area. I went to,
Did you?
believe it or not, Columbus Elementary.
Oh, wow.
If you know where that is. And then, grew up in Forest Lake. So practically neighbors.
That's awesome. My brother lives up there in Forest Lake area.
Yeah. Yeah. It's a lot different than the cities.
It is.
Yeah, I played saxophone when I was in the band.
Ooh, I am currently renting a saxophone, but I have yet to learn. So maybe you could give me some lessons.
Well, it's the same fingering, isn't it? Isn't it the same fingering as a clarinet?
Yeah, it's very similar. So that's why I thought that I could try to learn, but we're still getting there.
I started out with alto and I switched to tenor. And I faked my way through music because I learned by ear. Yeah. So I didn't actually really read music very well. I could just play it. So.
Well, you know what's funny? People know you as Mr. T, and correct? Mr. And I remember a friend of mine, or not a friend of mine, a former student of mine went, I didn't know his name was Thomas, that had you as a student back in the day. Misko back there. I didn't even know.
Oh, Misko. Yeah. That's funny. Well, the funniest thing is I wear a badge every day that says Thomas Draskovic on it. There's a plaque next to my door that says Thomas Draskovic. I'm not hiding anything, but these kids are so funny about that. They're like, "Wait, your name is Thomas?" And I'm like, "Yeah, I have a first name. That happens."
Yeah,
But I'm like, even with like fellow coworkers and adults, when they see me outside of school, they still call me Mr. D. Like when they see me at a powwow or something, they're like, "Hey, Mr. D." is like, "You can call me Thomas if you want." They're like, that just seems weird.
Yeah, it is. I know, because like students always call me Pilot. And then the very, very few, very, very polite ones called me Mr. Pilot. But they all called me Pilot. Like my last name was my nickname.
Right, yeah.
They like that.
That's funny. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, hey, before we let you go, we got another guest right in the bullpen here. Get us information out there, how we can see you, how we can get in touch with you, and how people out there that want to try out for the band get a hold of you.
Yeah. Well, again, pretendiansband.com. That's the easiest way to look us up. We have all of our social media connected to that website. We also can go to the Facebook. You can check out our band page there. And yeah, both those two ways are probably the easiest to get a hold of us. And you can email us and just message us, direct message us, whatever you want to do to set up something. We'd like for maybe if you're interested in trying out for the band to maybe send us something of your own that maybe that you've done before or that you've played on. Make sure you look up our music so you can try to learn some of the songs before you come in to be prepared for the actual audition. And we have a couple of shows coming up if you want to see us live. We're playing on May 10th in Duluth at the Clyde Iron Brewery, and sponsored by KBFT and Net Lake. And then we're also going to be playing Muskie Days in Nevis, Minnesota on July 19th, which is an actual thing. And Corey Medina actually played that last year. They headlined that. So it's and then we're also going to be part of the Minneapolis Parks and Rec Music in the Park series this summer also.
Nice.
Yeah, so that'll be opportunities to come check us out. And then, if you feel like you want to be a part of it, let us know. And we're open. So.
All right. Hey, Thomas, Christine, thank you so much. The Pretendians will be, we'll see you soon.
All right. Sounds good.
Thanks, guys.
Thanks for having us. Yeah, we appreciate you.
Hey, now we got another guest here. This is Jam-Packed Show. Hey, we're with Kristie GoForth. You are Executive Director of Bikes for Kids Wisconsin, and I'm telling you, I don't know if it's just a fade or whatever, but I've been seeing your TikTok videos the last couple, and you guys are really moving and grooving. Great videos, and wow, what a lot of work and great work you're doing. Welcome.
Oh, Bonjour. Nice to see you all. Thanks for having me back.
Right on. Well, it looks like you're in the warehouse, and those are some of the videos I saw, and it's just amazing that these. Tell us a little bit about your program and how we can support this great thing that you're doing for the community.
Awesome. Happy to. Yeah, I'm in our workshop. So this is a 12,000 square foot warehouse filled with bikes. It's not as full as it was a week ago because we're in the middle of our annual bike giveaway program where we give away about 2,000 bikes a year. And we get all of these bikes. So I think you can probably see some of these bikes behind me. All of these are just donated by the public. So that's actually kind of an easy way to help us. That seems like the easiest part of it all is getting these donated bicycles. And some of the quality on these bikes is just fantastic. I don't know if you can see some of these back there, but they're just great. Kids are constantly outgrowing their bicycles. And so we get those in. Every single bike has to be fully tuned up and made safe to ride because they are vehicles in the state of Wisconsin. And that's really a big part of our work is trying to kind of reframe the conversation around bikes, that there's so much more than just fun and recreation. For a lot of people, their transportation. Absolutely. So we do our giveaway program. Then we have a bike mechanics program for middle school youth. And I was in the kind of the space where that was, where you also saw the bike stands and the workbenches. And then we offer low cost sales and service. So what we found is we can't just give these bikes away and then pat ourselves on the back and be done. Because they are vehicles, they need continuous maintenance. And so by having this shop here in the south side of Madison, we can offer low-cost sales and service. And we often give free service to people who have our bikes.
Wow. I'm blown away. Haley, look at all those bikes. Have you seen any of the social media? I was totally blown away with all the volunteers and the people and then the size of that, Haley.
Yeah. No, it definitely takes a huge crew to manage and maintain all of those bikes and the donations that you guys get. It's just so amazing to see the numbers that they come in and get donated in.
It really is. I've thought so many times about could this organization survive, say, in like southern Iowa? Probably not. You know, it's the fact that Madison and Dane County, Wisconsin, we're just obsessed with bicycles. We have fantastic infrastructure in our community. So we have this incredible network of dedicated bike paths. So you can really commute by bike pretty easily. So it's a great community to have this in, because a lot of our volunteer work happens in the winter, and when those people aren't out riding, they love coming in here and spending time around the bikes and fixing bikes with us.
I thought I just saw a dog riding a bike behind you.
That's my shop dog. That's my dog, Milo.
Yep. Oh, I guess Milo wasn't riding the bike. Hey, we got to take a quick break. Can you hold on with us?
Absolutely.
Awesome. Hey, this is Native Roots Radio presents I'm Awake, and we're with Kristie GoForth, an executive director of Bikes for Kids in Wisconsin. We'll be right back.
Stay with us. The city of Minneapolis is now on Native Roots Radio with Minneapolis AIR. AIR stands for American Indian Relations. Guest host Christine McDonald talks to people about important things affecting the city's Native communities. Minneapolis AIR dives into topics like public safety, public health, elections, and so much more. Tune in to Minneapolis AIR on Native Roots Radio from 5 to 6 p.m. on the second Wednesday of every month, right here on AM 950.
Some people won't give you the real talk on drugs, but it's time we know the facts. Fentanyl is often laced into illicit drugs and used to make fake versions of prescription pills. You can't see it, taste it, or smell it. Suppliers mix fentanyl into their products because it's potent and cheap, and the dealer might not even know. Keep yourself and others safe by knowing the real deal on fentanyl. Get the facts. Go to realdealonfentanyl.com. This message is brought to you by the Ad Council.
J&S Bean Factory is a Native-owned, community-supported, cozy, artsy coffee shop which offers roasted on-site beans, live music, and baked goods. Relax in the beautiful outside patio. City Pages writes, voted top 10 coffee shops. Tucked into a quiet corner of St. Paul's Highland Park neighborhood, this coffee shop roasts beans on-site from the best coffee-growing countries in the world. Located at 1518 Randolph Avenue, St. Paul. The good stuff.
Are your remote workers putting your company at risk? Not sure what steps to take to secure your data? Hi, Mark Sommerfeld from Rymark. The Rymark team is guiding our clients through these difficult times. In fact, demand has been so high, we created an easy-to-follow guide with the 5 steps to securely work from home. It's yours free. Download our 5 steps to securely work from home now at rymarkit.com or call 651-328-8900 for a no-cost how-to discussion.
You're listening to Native Roots Radio. This is Spirit from Reservation Dogs. Get up and listen.
Welcome back to Native Roots Radio presents I'm Awake, and this is Robert Pilot.
This portion of the show is supported by Howling for Wolves, protecting wolves for future generations.
Oh, right on. Kristie joined right in, and that's awesome.
My dog wanted to as well.
Perfect. Hey, we're here with the executive director for Bikes for Kids Wisconsin, and Kristie GoForth. And thank you so much for coming on. I don't know. I'm just really excited. When I heard the first time 2,000 bikes, I almost fell off my chair, and that's really with the volunteers, you running, being the executive director, all these things have to work to do something great like that.
Yeah, it's so funny because a lot of people think, oh, I'll just donate a bicycle and they give it away. There's a lot of steps that happen in between there. And some of it is just moving bikes over and over and over. As we prepare them to get cleaned, then we have to prepare them to be fully tuned up and repaired, and then giving them away and sorted and counted and sized to make sure they're going to fit our recipients. So, there's a lot of different steps involved. I wanted to show you, I hope you can see this bike behind me here. Mm-hmm. So my shop manager is putting a handle on this bike. So you can see we do a really fantastic job at trying to, if someone wants to bike and they don't have the ability, maybe they've got a physical disability or some other kind of disability, my guys do an amazing job making adaptations to these bikes to help them. So you can see this is kind of a 20-inch BMX bike, but obviously someone needs a little more help. So he's putting this handle on it, which is very cool. So someone can get out there, and someone's parent or guardian's going to get a lot of exercise as well. And then there's another one I want to show you. This is one because we had our first bike giveaway event on Saturday, and it's so as you can imagine, there's tons of kids that come out that don't know how to ride, right? And the thought is often by the parents, oh, they need training wheels. Well, did you have training wheels, Robert, when you were a kid?
I don't think so.
No, okay, I didn't either. We just had to get on it and wipe out and figure it out, right?
Right.
Well, it really turns out that training wheels, whenever those were invented, I'm going to guess, I was a kid in the 70s, so maybe it was in the 80s when those started coming about. They really, they add to the problem, and they actually prohibit learning how to ride. And it integrates this incredible crutch, and then it's very hard to pull it away. So this little bike on the stand behind me, you can see it's a little Strider bike. So you can see it has pedals.
Right.
So the better approach, if you don't have a Strider bike, is you can take the pedals off any bicycle. Because let's say the kid is 11 or 12 and they don't know how to ride. Even if you put training wheels on there, they're going to float about 4 inches off the ground because training wheels are meant for tiny bikes. So really the better approach is take away from the problem by taking those pedals away, start scooting and use it as a balance bike until you really start balancing and you feel comfortable. Then what happens, and this happened so many times over and over on Saturday, we did that with kids, and it took them literally 5 to 10 minutes to feel comfortable zooming bikes because we have this little gradual hill, and then we put those pedals on, and then they're just ready to go. Their feet just go up and they do their thing.
Hey, Kristie, we're a radio show, so only about 4,000 people will watch this. I know you have a TikTok and you must have a YouTube station. Can you give that out too? Because again, I was watching on TikTok and I saw a couple of your videos and I was just like, oh my God, this is awesome.
Yeah, nice. Yeah, my TikTok is just for me, but I love putting up these bike videos. They're great. So you can find it just at Kristie GoForth, and it's Kristie. And then our YouTube station should just be Bikes for Kids Wisconsin. That's fantastic, and we really work our Facebook channel as well. So lots of good information on all those.
Well, I am just so pleasantly surprised on how you're doing it. People get a hold of you across the country too that want to start something up like this, and I know you had talked a little bit about maybe doing some res work too. Has there anything else come up of that?
Yeah, those bikes got picked up and they got taken up north by the Great Lakes Intertribal Council team. So they got up there and they were going to use them as an incentive program for some students, which is kind of cool. Sometimes sometimes we're just like, we don't need to incentivize people. They just need bikes. But sometimes that can work really well too if you need that little bit of incentivization. So it's amazing. Social media really is good for some things, and when it comes to an organization like Bikes for Kids, we're getting requests from all over. Just they're seeing our socials, and we got one from the Bad River Boys and Girls Club. So I had a great conversation with her, the director there, and they're on our list for hopefully later this year. If we can't pull it off probably by August, then we'll wait until the following spring. But they're going to get bikes up there too.
Wow, totally exciting. Haley, I just totally starstruck by Kristie and the great work that the organization's doing.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and that was so cool that you mentioned the whole learning how to ride a bike, because I think I learned how to ride with training wheels. Ooh. And it did take me a much longer time to eventually get rid of those training wheels. So when you say like the balance bike and taking the pedals off, that makes a lot more sense. And I've actually seen a lot more parents kind of getting that modification to their kids' bikes, and same thing, they just learn to ride a lot faster.
Absolutely. So that's interesting. So, yeah, I never had the training wheels, but I see it all the time. And they're not helping kids balance, right? Because they're they know if they tip over, the training wheel will catch it, and so they're not even putting any effort into balancing. So that's kind of the bigger part.
And we all know once you learn how to ride a bike, it's like riding a bike.
Good one.
It really is.
Well, hey, Kristie, I just want to say thanks so much for coming on. And that's swing back and keep in touch. I'll be in Madison. I'd like to see your in the 7th and 8th. I'll be down there. Maybe like to see your warehouse or something. That looks really cool.
I'd love to have you come by and we'll give you a tour.
Right on. Hey, thanks so much for coming on.
Thanks, everyone.
Wow, that's awesome, Haley. That is seriously, we are really blessed to have doers on our show.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
It's of all sorts.
Right. Musicians, executive directors, doctors, clinics, actors,
teachers. Yeah.
You're right. And God, we're blessed to amplify everybody's voice out there that's doing such great work for their community. And I'm just blown away by the whole Bikes for Kids. I had no idea, until we had Kristie on the first time. And it's just, again, seeing their social media and it's just like there needs to be a group like that everywhere that we can for these kids that are less fortunate and need to get around.
Yeah, I think everybody deserves to have a bike, especially kids. But hey, we're mentioning doers, so I would love to announce some of our guests tomorrow because we have another big show tomorrow that I'm really excited for.
Oh, my God.
Right? I know. Well, joining us tomorrow, and this has not been announced yet, so if you're hearing it first on Native Roots Radio, tomorrow, the first half of the show, we're going to have very well-known musicians in our Native community be joining us. David Huckfeld with the Keith Sokola, who will be performing at the opening of the American Indian Center on Wednesday, May 1st, here in Minneapolis. So we're going to chat with them and talk about what they're most excited for come Wednesday. And then artist Marlena Miles will be on the second half with us. So also super excited. Marlena's an artist, and she'll be premiering a documentary here in St. Paul on the 10th. So make sure you're tuning in for that.
It'll be exciting. Marlene's been a big-time artist here in the Twin Cities. I know she's originally from one of the Dakotas, and she's just blown up. We have buses with her art on, here in the Twin Cities. It's just awesome.
Yeah, the big is that the city of Minneapolis? One of their public transit buses is the "You Are on Dakota Land." That's hers.
Yep,
Very cool.
Definitely. Yeah, so exciting, and great work, Haley, for getting all these guests while you're working hard and I'm napping. So I appreciate you.
Oh, well, you're the elder.
It's a sleepy elder, right?
Yes.
Cool. Hey, if you're listening to the show, you are part of the resistance. From Chief Plenty Coops, the ground on which we stand on is sacred ground. It's blood of our ancestors. We need to resist, divest, join a group, run for office, vote, vote, vote. We're still here. We are the 7th generation.
And free Leonard Peltier. Now.